Yes, my favorite movement to teach, hands down, by far. You know why? Because everyone that comes into Cali and says they want to get their first pull-up has this thing in the back of their head knowing that they've tried it before and it didn't work. They've done it once, they've done it twice, done it 3 times, they've gone for it and it didn't work. I love teaching the pull-up because I've got a framework that you can use that I've helped my personal PT clients and hundreds of members at CaliUnity to get their first pull-up, and it works. It's very, very simple. It's not using bands, it's not using equipment, it's not using supplements, it's actionable, simple steps we're gonna break down to get you there, to get your first pull-up. Now, pause. Can you do a 1-minute hang? You got that? Cool. Can you hold at the top of the rings for 10 seconds? Yes? You can do that? Yeah? So you can hang for a minute, dead hang, and you can hold at the top of the rings for 10 seconds. Good, you're in the right place. If you can't do these, go back to the previous video on this playlist to get your first pull-up hold for 10 seconds at the top of the rings, or to work on your 1-minute hang. There is simply no point working on your first pull-up, slapping on a green band underneath your feet and sending yourself to Mars to make your ego feel nice when you need to work on these movements to get you there in the first place. Got that out of the way? You can clearly see I've said this a lot, okay? Cool, let's get you your first pull-up. So, what are the main muscles that are actually involved in getting your pull-up? Your lats and your biceps. Very simple, the pulling muscles. But what I see far, far, far too often is people using their biceps too much and people not engaging their lats. The lats are the latissimus dorsi, blah, 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 is the second strongest muscle in your body. You might get to a point where you can maybe do a half pull-up, right? So you can jump up, you can come down and come to here, just in your biceps. But you are not gonna get your full range down to the bottom, all the way up, just using your biceps, unless you're really light, okay? It's just not gonna work. If you wanna get your first pull-up and you wanna progress onto things like L-sit pull-ups, muscle-ups, pullovers, you have to understand how to engage your lats. So let's think of some cues to engage your lats. I really like the cue of chest up, okay? So almost just squeezing the chest up from here. Again, I can already feel my lats engaging. I think about arching the back, so I'm always like pushing my hips forward and I'm arching in the back to get that engagement. Shoulder blades back and down. I think about hiding the armpits and I think about pushing the hips forwards, okay? It's so important to engage your lats when you're doing this and take the strain off the biceps. I see too many people get elbow problems because they're literally just doing a body weight bicep curl. It's just not gonna work, right? You have to take the pressure off of this thing. Look at the size of this compared to this, right? You have to take the strain off of this and put it into your lats and to allow you to actually get that engagement to transfer the force so you can actually get your first pull-up. Cool, okay, so here's the juicy bit. How do I actually get my pull-up? What's the program? It's super, super, super simple. There are 3 types of reps that you can do in calisthenics. Negatives, holds, also known as isometrics, and reps, also known as concentrics. You've got the eccentric, the isometric, and the concentric. Think of a bicep curl. If you were to grab a really, really heavy weight and you were to hold it here, I bet you could probably lower it down slowly. You might even be able to hold it here. If I told you to bring it back up, you probably couldn't do it, unless it was like a lighter weight, right? And then if you got even heavier, I bet you would like, oh, slowly, but you wouldn't be able to stop it anyway. This is what we're going to be using to get your first pull-up. Negatives, holds, and reps. It's very, very simple. You should be able to hold yourself at the top of the movement for 10 seconds. So you're jumping up and you're holding. All I want you to do for now is think chest up, and you're going to slowly lower yourself down. Bam. And then once you get to the bottom, you put your foot on the floor, you jump up, and you do it again. Try and get like 3 to 5 reps for a good 10-second negative. Once you can do that, then you can start working on actually pausing at certain locations. So you jump up, you hold, you come down to halfway, you hold, and then maybe you come down, you do that 3 times. Next time, once you feel that's easy, you jump up, you hold, you come down halfway, you hold, 1, 2, you come down just before you're gonna fall. Here, 1, 2, down. Jump up, do it for 2 more reps. Once you can jump up, you can go halfway, hold, down, hold, and then down, and you can hold it for like a good amount of time. Then you can start working on your reps. You jump up, you come down halfway, you squeeze as hard as you can, and I bet you'll get your first half pull-up. Maybe you do that for 1, 2, or 3 reps. Once you've hit 3 reps, then you can see if you can come down to this position and squeeze back up. Once you've done that for 3 reps, bam, you've got your first pull-up. Now, sounds simple, right? But the thing is people want to feel like they're making progress. And so they, like I said, they slap a massive green band underneath their feet and they send themselves to Mars rather than actually doing the work, learning how to activate the right muscles, and then actually squeezing and generating the tension rather than getting a band to work for them. If you want your first pull-up, it's a hard, bloody movement to get. You have to learn how to activate it. Now, as a side note, I bet you've got the muscle and you've got the strength to do your first pull-up. Wild, I know, right? But you just haven't learned how to activate the right muscles, and your body hasn't basically almost, it's in a way giving you permission to activate them. It's called potentiation. It's like your body has to learn how to get the maximum out of your muscles. So all we need to do is we need to put it under this maximal stress and get the squeeze in this kind of the negatives, the holds, and then the reps to be able to get you there for the first time. How long does it take? It really depends on how good you are at holding and how strong you are already. If you've just got your first 10-second hang, I reckon it'll take you about 2 to 3 months to get your first proper clean pull-up, going all the way down and coming all the way up. So that is basically almost like the top-down approach. We start at the top, we come down, and we work our way up. Now the thing is because of the force curve of basically a pull-up, your biceps, your lats, you're a lot stronger here and it's a lot harder here. So don't even think for now of pulling from this kind of like dead hang position. What you've got to learn to do is you've got to learn to engage your lats from that starting position. So what I would also supplement your negatives, your holds, and your reps with is scapular pull-ups, which basically means you're hanging from the bar, you're squeezing and seeing if you can engage that lat, you're twisting almost like you're breaking the bar, and you're here and you see if you can get that engagement in your lats, and then you come back down, relax. You do that say 2 or 3 more times for the same amount of sets that you were doing the pull-ups for, right? And that way you're working bottom up and top down, but you're not going to be able to do a dead hang, squeeze, pull up before you could probably do jump up 3 reps from here. I usually see it's like people jump up, they come down, they do 3 reps, and then once they've done that, then they really want to work on it from getting from a dead hang, but it all comes from learning how to generate the tension in that basically area. And again, if you want to use a band, don't use the band. Take a step back so you can take 5 steps forwards, work on the hold, work on the dead hang, work on the negatives, work on the holds. That's what's going to get you your pull-up for the first time, and it's going to feel amazing once you've got it, okay? So, overall, achieving your first pull-up, you can hear it. I love getting people their first pull-up. I absolutely love it. It's just a display of strength, of like, I own my body. It's like your first push-up. It's like, I can do this. Like, I am strong enough. Like, I have the power to do this. This is the beauty of calisthenics, right? I can do this, I'm strong enough, and I'm gonna get that. Once you got your first pull-up, it opens up a world of other calisthenics movement. Pull-ups, muscle-ups, L-sit pull-ups, skin the cats, everything else, and it will also just benefit you in terms of mobility of your shoulder, your elbows, overall strength in your upper body. It's just a fantastic movement to get. So do the work, break it down step by step, don't get injured, make sure you're not using the elbows, make sure you're using the shoulders and the lats to generate the tension, and you will get your first pull-up. Guys, if you like this video, please hit like below this YouTube video, or below the video. That just shows that you're enjoying the videos, and it gives me a sign that I should be making more. If you have any questions or comments on getting your first pull-up or anything I said today, leave them in the comments below. I get back to all of the comments on the CaliUnity YouTube, so I'm more than happy to help you out. And if you know someone who's working on their first pull-up and you feel like this will help them, share it with them. Again, the whole purpose of this channel is making health education accessible to everyone. It's my dream that everyone in the world knows exactly how to get where they want to go in terms of their first pull-up, exactly how to lose weight, because we've done it hundreds of times. We know what works, and so this is the simple frameworks that we use in a world-class facility to get that. And so if you want more of these videos, make sure to hit subscribe to the CaliUnity YouTube, and so you can then progress onto other movements after this, like the pullover muscle up. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Love you all, and I'll see you guys in the next one.